The Kayfabe Crunch is democratized thanks to Vote 2020. Voting for the president of the Wrestling Media Association of America is highly important. It decides where wrestling funds are allocated for the next 4 years. Vote Larry Hornbill for an increase in wrestling government spending and a ban on fluorescent light tubes.
The Kayfabe Crunch. Hey, news.
No, the collective noun for geese is definitely squadron. Good news! This is your Kayfabe Crunch for Saturday, October 24th, 2020. I'm Yusuf, yes, Locke. Coming up, we have all the latest from SmackDown. Plus, wrestling influencer Bricayla Spotifee is with us to preview and discuss Hell in a Cell. But first, on this day in grappling history, in 2010, WWE presented Bragging Rights, the one night a year where Raw and SmackDown go head-to-head. No, wrong one. That's the other one. Look, it ran for 2 years, and its concept has basically been co-opted by Survivor Series. I, for one, am looking forward to Rumble in the Bank 2030. And in 1993, Tony Schiavone lured 4 children into his home so he could eat them. That's real, look it up, not a joke. Before we start today's program, I'd just like to say, to the Crunch employee who is using a company email to invite people to your stupid PAnon conspiracy events, this is a sackable offense. So, you're fired. Simple as that. I'm sorry, I'm all down for debating conservatism, but secret lizard people in underground mango caves? Come on now, we cannot abide. And did you not stop to think about the position that would put us in as a company? A corporation would have to be truly monstrous to allow something like that. And now, let's get on with the potential partner news. Top story, Be My Partner Plus. I think it's supposed to be please, but it's spelled PLZ on my copy, so plus. SmackDown opened with the Kevin Owens show. His guest, Daniel Bryan. His tie, black. His set, cheap. Kevin Tron 5000, anyone? Bryan spoke of his vision for SmackDown. Like a politician on the campaign trail, he tried to sell us on his policies. Yeah, so he can sneak a Green New Deal in, classic environmentalist. His core goal is for the Intercontinental Championship to be defended each and every week. But of course, that's tough to do when you don't have the title. He laid out no plans for how he was going to acquire it, which is honestly just irresponsible populism, and I'd Sorry, it's political season. Tensions are understandably high. Kevin Owens had different plans. He declared that he wants to win the tag team titles this year, and explained how he'd love to do it with Bryan. Bryan seemed wary, like grazing cattle who've just been asked to pair their heads with a massive hammer. Or more accurately, like a wrestler who's just been asked to team with another wrestler who always betrays his friends. But that's not a simile. The rest of the SmackDown tag division took this as an invitation to take the stage, with Cesaro describing some bizarre game about white elephants. I don't know, probably a Swiss thing. An 8-man scrap broke out, which Bryan, Owens, and the Street Profits won. And afterwards, Bryan suggested they celebrate with a spot of fisting. You know, I once tried fisting. Yes, it was a warm Sunday around Easter of 2013. We met discreetly behind a garden centre and, well, we just slammed our knuckles together in greeting. I felt so cool that day. And then, of course, we Now it's time for your fast count, the Riot Squad on the Raw of News.
The Usos used twin magic to trick Roman Reigns. Now, if Jey loses at Hell in a Cell, they'll be kicked out of the Anoa'i family and replaced by the Bellas.
Pat McAfee revealed as the undisputed era attacker. Justin Tucker and Steven Gostkowski are expected to be revealed as the men who blew up Vince's limo.
Bianca Belair dominates Zelina Vega. She deadlifted her opponent, but her max is 400, so Belair can lift exactly 4 Vegas.
Shorty G done with nickname. He'll now be known as either Shorty F, Tally C, or Olympic B.
Seth Rollins quotes Dusty Rhodes and calls Murphy a walk-behinder. Now, every wrestling news outlet, apart from us, is reporting Rollins to AEW.
Otis loses his court battle due to JBL's love of money, and JBL loves money so much, he made an audible cash register noise when he took the bribe. It's a rare medical condition that often afflicts politicians.
Ray and Dominic disapprove of Aaliyah's choices to side with Murphy, which will only bring them closer. Come on, Ray, this is amateur parenting.
Sasha Banks gets Bayley to sign their contract by locking her in a submission. It's like a metaphor for what will happen on Sunday, which in itself is a simile dancing into your ears. And that sentence in of itself was a personification. My God, we're really pulling at the strings of language here. And that's your fast count.
You've been counted out. The brand split lasted 3 days.
Now, Hell in a Cell is... well, it's tomorrow. Huh, okay. And how can we even begin to enjoy this annual event without a preview of the matches taking place on Sunday? Joining me now in the studio, 6 feet apart mind, to discuss the show is wrestling influencer and diamond mine heiress, Bricayla Spotifee.
They're actually diamond acquisition facilities now.
That's not what the US government says.
We're undergoing a lawsuit.
Okay, Bricayla, we've got an exciting set of matches that are coming up tomorrow, but let's start with a big one, shall we? Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso in an I Quit Hell in a Cell match. Now, a lot on the line in this one. It's all about the family.
Mm-hmm. And you know, I am 110% about family values. That's something I'm known for across the world.
Especially in South Africa.
I mean, my prioritization of family values, that's probably why I'm going to vote for Georgie Ballenbew.
Could we maybe leave the politics out of this discussion? I know it's a contentious time, but we ran the ads at the top of the show. I just think now is the time to discuss wrestling.
I don't know how we can work together if we have these conflicting opinions. I don't know if I can trust you.
Okay, so you're full on Georgie Ballenbew, are you?
100%.
Okay, well, you're dragging us into this. Let the record state you're the one bringing this into a political conversation.
I'm bringing us into the truth.
Truth. Georgie Ballenbew and truth. What is Georgie Ballenbew bringing to the table that Larry Hornbill does not offer in spades?
Georgie Ballenbew has so much experience in this industry and an understanding from a perspective that is not so clouded by being in the ring.
Look, Larry Hornbill was a legend of 1950s wrestling. He's a piece of Americana.
An old piece of Americana.
What?
The 50s were like 200 years ago. Get with the program.
Look, I won't try and pretend that Larry Hornbill isn't advanced in age.
He's like 90.
Yeah, Georgie Ballenbew's 89.
That year consists of a lifetime.
Look, it's grapefruit and mangoes. It doesn't matter.
That sounds delicious. But you know what else sounds delicious? Someone's right to choose whether they want to hit another person with a fluorescent light tube.
Oh, here we go. It's one policy. It's a single issue, and you people keep bringing it back up time and time again.
I'm sorry. I just cannot compromise call me pro-light if you want to. It is every person's decision if they want to wield a tube.
Right, let's spell this policy out as it is to make things clear to the voters, because there will be a few people listening who still haven't posted their ballot to decide the president of the Wrestling Media Association of America, and this issue is clearly important to a lot of people. Now, Larry Hornbill, all he wants to do is ban fluorescent light tubes in professional wrestling matches. Now, why is that unreasonable? I'll give you the answer. It's not.
I'd make the argument it is.
All Larry is saying is that 2 people last year alone were hospitalized due to fluorescent light tube attacks in wrestling matches. Now, that's too many as far as myself and Larry Hornbill are concerned.
And do you know how many followers on Instagram they gained?
6?
I also don't know. But you know what? I bet it's a lot.
Okay, so you want to keep fluorescent light tubes around for social media likes, for clicks, for clout, for Chaz.
For the buzz.
Oh, for buzz.
Okay. Georgie gets that buzz is money.
Oh, he gets that at his age 89.
He gets it.
Are you sure that's not his campaign talking? Who is behind the campaign anyway? Because I've seen paper trails that show the Spotifee surname pumping $150 into the Georgie Ballenbew campaign. You know fine well there's a spending limit of $140.
How dare you? I am so offended that you would make the accusation that we would donate $150.
Well, it's there in paper.
I don't even know, what can you even buy with $150? Can you, buy a toothbrush? I don't even know.
You buy several toothbrushes.
That's just...
The electric kind as well for that price.
How dare you tie me to that amount of money?
Hang on. Are you saying that your family has spent more than $150 on Georgie Ballenbew's campaign?
I spent more than $150 on brunch this morning. Obviously socially distanced from poor people.
You know, this was supposed to be a lovely discussion.
I'm not saying that some people...
Oh, come on, man. Will you shut up?
I'm not saying that some people are just more equipped to be hit with a light tube, and some people are more equipped to donate vast amounts of money to political campaigns. I'm just saying that that's what the facts say.
Right, so it's one rule for you and your family and another rule for America and its families.
Yes, obviously. I have money.
And there's just time to show you this beautiful painting of Jeff Hardy, sent in by one of our listeners. Thank you so much for this. It's a work of art, truly. Just fine detailing and incredible colorization. It's so vibrant. Although putting his face onto the body of a Caribbean reef squid was an odd choice, but overall, great job. Join us Tuesday when we'll ask, why is she not like most girls? And remember, you can support this podcast by going back and listening to episodes you might have missed. Maybe start around episode 40 or 50 though. It took us a while to hit our stride because it's a weird show. This has been the Kayfabe Crunch, your not quite daily, not quite news bump for the world of professional wrestling.
The Kayfabe Crunch is democratized thanks to Vote 2020.
Larry Hornbill is a crook and a thief. He wants to steal your wrestling and place a ban on our humble fluorescent light tube. Light tubes are the backbone of our great sport. Also, his son has no hands. Do you want a president of a wrestling media association whose son has no hands? Not on my watch. My son has hands. He composed this sick track. Listen to those riffs. Can't do that with no hands. Oh yeah. I'm Georgie Ballenbew. Your next president, or go f*** yourself.
The Kayfabe Crunch.